Good evening, everyone. This is Khaled, Professor Zayed. I'm making another video. Recently, I made a video about CYSA Plus, CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst, and I mentioned how I passed my exam. And since I'm an IT professional and an instructor as well, I teach information security and teach telecommunications and networks. And I'm also an IT leader for an organization in New York City. So I'm going to be making some videos regarding different topics in information security and information technology. In this video, I'm going to be going through some of my notes that I have collected over the time to prepare for my CYSA Plus exam. I was doing a lot of notes, so I'm just going to go over those notes to help everybody else that is trying to take the exam. And so I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I'm going to show you some of the notes that I have. I'm going to be making multiple videos. Today, I'm going to be showing you some of the notes that I collected and go over them so to help you for your studies for your exam. So here I'm going to share the screen, and I'm hoping that I'm sharing the right screen. So in this, this is maybe 1 or 2 pages of notes that I have. I have multiple pages, but I'm going to just go over this one here. So one of the things that you need to understand for the CYSA Plus exam is something called lessons learned. And you might get a question about that in the exam. And basically, a lessons learned is a report that is technical report, and that basically designed to for internal use to improve the incident response processes, and also it's an incident summary report that is designed to distribute to stakeholders to reassure them that the incident has been properly handled. The incident summary report is usually not created to be an in-depth technical report, but instead focus on wider non-technical audience. So again, the lessons learned is a technical report, and the incident summary report is designed to distribute for stakeholders. So the difference between lessons learned and the incident summary is that lessons learned is a technical report, incident summary is non-technical. So if you get a question like that on the exam, you get asked, like, what's the difference between a lessons learned and what's an incident summary, then you know lessons learned is usually a technical report. The next note I have here, the diamond model, it basically provides an excellent methodology for communicating cyber events and allowing analysts to derive mitigation strategies implicitly. So the diamond model is constructed around a graphical representation of an attacker's behavior. The MITRE ATT&CK framework is different than the diamond model, which provides an explicit pseudocode examples of detecting or mitigating a given threat within the network, and then ties a specific behavior back to that individual actor. The Lockheed Martin cyber kill chain is different than that, which provides a general life cycle description of how attacks occur, but does not deal with the specifics of how to mitigate them. So you need to understand the difference between diamond model, MITRE ATT&CK framework, and the Lockheed Martin cyber kill chain. The open IOC, or open indicator of compromise, contains a depth of research on APTs, or APT stands for Advanced Persistent Threat, but it does not integrate the detections and mitigation strategy. The next one is system on a chip, is an integrated circuit that integrates all or most components of a computer or other electronic systems. These components almost always include the central processing unit, or CPU, memory, input-output ports, and secondary storage, all on a single substrate or microchip. The size, it's basically the size of a coin, and this makes the savings of a space and power the most important feature to consider when designing a system on a chip. The next thing or a term that you need to understand that I have in my notes regarding CYSA for your exam is basically staging or sandbox environment. You need to understand that. It's definitely, most likely, I think you will get a question about that in the exam. So you need to understand what a staging or sandbox environment is. And that when you deploy a change in a sandbox environment, you basically provide the organization with safe, isolated place for testing changes without interfering with the production systems. So staging environments can mimic the actual production environment, leading to a realistic test environment that minimizes the risk of failure during a push to production environment. The difference between honeypot or honeynet and staging, honeypot pots or nets are not considered testing environment. Instead, they are designed to attract attackers. So the organization should not use the development environment to test the patches, since the development environment does not mimic the real production environment. So that's the difference between sandbox environment and development environment. Is that sandbox environment, you have a safe, isolated place to test the changes, but the development environment is basically it's basically the real environment. So just to give credit to some of these notes, I got them from the course I took with the from Udemy that I purchased. Then I'll be giving reference shortly about that. So you can actually go and buy that entire course. And that course is actually the one that helped me a lot is Jason Dion. I purchased one of his courses for CYSA Plus, but I also purchased some of the practice exams. So some of these notes are taken from his class. So if you'd like to go deeper into this topic, you can actually buy the course online from Jason Dion. You go to Udemy and then you'll buy the course. So the next one is I'm going to go over one or two more. And then I'll keep the rest for the next video. So hardware and software write blockers, you need to know that as well for your exam. They are designed to ensure that forensic software and tools cannot change a drive inadvertently by accessing the drive. So basically, when you have this device, or it's either software or hardware, you connect the hard drive to it, you prevent you from writing to that evidence, basically. Load testing or stress testing, they puts the application or network or system under full load conditions to document any performance lapses. And the user acceptance testing is a process of verifying that a created solution or software works for a user. And then regression testing is defined as software testing to confirm that a recent program or code change has not adversely affected existing features. So these are my notes for today. I'll continue to share more videos about CYSA Plus and other topics related to information security, networks, and information technology in general. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.